a new day, Cleveland. I'm Natalie Herbick.
And I'm David Moss, and what a year it's been. And today we are taking a little time to look back on 2021.
Can you believe it? It's come and gone. Well, like many of you, this year and last year brought us a lot of challenges, but we pivoted and kept on going. And along the way, we had the chance to meet some remarkable people and share their stories.
So today we're revisiting a few of the most memorable, beginning with the story of baby Reese.
At just 4 months old, Reese was diagnosed with a very rare disease, and it turned out to be something that runs in her family. And without a bone marrow transplant, her chances of survival are slim. Here's her story.
Get her, yeah, there's that smile.
You can't tell by looking at her, but 6-month-old baby Reese is facing a battle that most of us couldn't even imagine.
Reese was born in March 7th. She was perfect. I mean, perfect baby, normal baby. Around, I want to say about 2 months old, CJ noticed that she was having some abnormal eye movements. She wasn't really making eye contact with us. I blew it off as she would look down a lot. I was like, oh, she's just looking at people's flannel shirts, or she's looking at something.
No focusing at all.
It was first visit at the eye doctor. He was sitting there doing tests on her, and it was very quiet. He really wasn't saying much, and you could just tell something was off.
Doctors determined that Reese had no vision, but that was just the beginning.
So we ran the short test, and then that came back that there was an abnormality in her C1, C7, I think, and that is the gene for osteopetrosis, so that was the first marker.
Osteopetrosis is a disease that runs in Reese's family, including her dad, CJ, and Uncle Andy. And for Reese, the effects are severe.
Osteopetrosis is a genetic condition where the bone is not formed correctly because the cells that break down bone and the cells that build up bone, there's an imbalance that's there. One of the main ways it affects is the bone marrow, because the bone marrow is a space in the bones where the blood is made. And so sometimes you'll see people presenting with anemia or easy bleeding that can occur. The bone, again, is not as healthy as normal bone, so fractures are sometimes a way that somebody with osteopetrosis could present.
In order to save Reese's life, she'll undergo a bone marrow transplant. So the search was on to find a donor.
I got a call, I think 2 days later, saying that they had found a perfect match. Really, it's gonna save her life. Reese has a 3 to 5 year life expectancy without it. So assuming that everything goes okay, it'll save her life. It will hopefully give her the same life that Andy has, and we'll be able to enjoy time with her for as long as we can.
And the support from friends, family, and even strangers has been overwhelming.
You don't realize how much community support you have until you really need it, and it's been wonderful.
I gotta give a big shout out to who I work for, Jason Services, his wife, and one of my best friends, which is his son. They donated, I couldn't even tell you how much. They threw that huge poker run for us, and I'm so thankful for them. I don't know what we'd do without them.
Summer and CJ hope Reese's story will inspire more people to sign up on the donor registry.
No greater feeling than saving somebody. I know I did when I saved my brother's life when I was little. I really don't even remember it, but it's definitely one of my greatest accomplishments.
We never thought that our journey would ever be like this. It was first-time parents, but I mean, the cards were dealt, and I think we're dealing with it pretty well and taking it day by day.
I love you.
So here's the good news. We are so happy to report that Reese did undergo her bone marrow transplant back in October. The procedure went well. She is continuing her recovery at home with her family, and you can follow her journey on Facebook. We have a link for you at fox8.com. David?
Okay, down in Akron, you'll find a small shop on a big mission, but it's also the story behind the shop that inspires hope and change. Check it out. Just a Dad from Akron.
Just a Dad from Akron is a clothing company I started. Vision and mission of the company is to make positive, uplifting clothing and then host events in the community to bring everyone together. I was homeless 3 years ago, addicted to drugs and alcohol, and my daughter was born. That turned my life around and saved my life. My daughter, her name is Amelia. She's 3 years old, and she is the brightest light in the room anywhere she goes. She's very hands-on with all the events. She's like a sponge, so she soaks up everything she's around. She is very infused with everything she does. Some of the most popular designs, one of them is Love Your Neighbor, and the word neighbor is in skin tones. So it's like love your neighbor regardless of skin color, political belief, tattoos, their appearance, whatever it is. It's like love your neighbor regardless of what they look like. We also have a popular shirt. It's called Be the Change Akron Needs. And that shirt is just like inspire people who wear that to empower them in making a change in the city that they want to see. What we sell is windbreakers that have like the Just a Dad from Akron logo on them in multiple colors. We have half zip windbreakers and they say be the change across the front. All the designs on every item of clothing is usually different. Just try to keep, clothing for the whole family, for everyone that comes in, any size, age, just to let people feel empowered with the movement that we're doing. I got the building. It was completely abandoned for 10 years, and I wanted to be people from the city to come in and do their artwork, to show off their artwork, but also to make it like a home. The store is not just a clothing store, so it's a place for anyone to come in and talk about anxiety, depression, drug addiction, anything that they're going through. And the goal is to make you feel like a better person when you walk out than when you walked in.
You can keep up with Just a Dad from Akron on social media. He's continuing to make a difference in the community, from holiday toy giveaways to support meetings for those struggling with addiction. Okay, still to come, a passion to create, inside the studio of a local maker who's modernizing an ancient art. Welcome back. Okay, it wouldn't be an episode of the New Day Cleveland without what?
Food.
Food, there you go.
We have to have our food on the show, you know it. So we have visited dozens of restaurants over the past 12 months. Among them is a spot that's in Valley City. They have a menu that's loaded with diner classics, and there's a few twists. This is Valley City Chill and Grill.
Valley City Chill and Grill is a quick service restaurant.
Our thing is trying to make good food at affordable prices and make it homemade for you.
We have our gyros, we have our jumbo dogs, chili dogs, cheeseburgers, our homemade pierogies we are well known for, and then our amazing ice cream. It's from Wisconsin. It's super creamy, rich in flavor. Yes, it does have a very high fat content, but that's what makes it so amazing. And we have shaved ice, bubble tea, we do homemade cakes, everything under one little roof. Hi! We started our journey for the kids. Our 3 kids, that this is going to be somewhere that they can work at, and I know that they're safe and their friends can come and have a great time.
We try to use as many local ingredients as possible, local produce. We use a 100% Ohio source ground beef. They're all beef patties. We cook them up right. We season them, cover them with American cheese, sliced tomatoes, sliced lettuce, pickles, and then we put them on a toasted Orlando brioche bun. So we have a couple different hot dogs. Our most popular is our jumbo hot dog. It's a 1/4 pound all beef Angus hot dog. We grill that up right, put Whitey's chili on it, cheese, onion. We have gyros or gyros. It is tender meat on a toasted pita, shredded lettuce, diced tomato, diced onion. We put the tzatziki sauce on the side. Very good. The pierogies are amazing. She makes them. She makes them with love. She makes them every week. These are Jackie's homemade pierogies. We're grilling up right now in the pan with some butter and sauteing some onions with them. Those will be served with sour cream.
We offer 3 different size ice cream cakes, but they're not just ice cream. We do offer the option of half ice cream, half cake. Most popular is obviously our Oreo one. We did hot fudge in the middle with a little bit of crunchies, and then we put on our super premium Oreo ice cream. To top it off, I do a whipped cream frosting kind of. It's light and fluffy. We added a ganache, and we topped it off with those amazing Oreos.
Valley City downtown is absolutely charming.
and it needed a place that the kids can ride their bikes to, come get, you know, ice cream, sit outside.
But in the summer, seeing those lines out there, teenagers, baseball teams, you know, grandparents with their grandkids out there, it's just amazing, and it's really heartwarming. So the community's really rallied behind us.
What I love about this show, these places look scrumptious. All right, so from Taco Tuesday to meatball subs, there is something on the menu for everyone at Valley City Chill and Grill. It is located on Center Road in Valley City. Go give it a whirl.
Okay, he's taken an old art and adapted it to modern style. So we're going to step into the studio of a blacksmith who's also a metal artist, a woodworker, a fabricator, and a whole lot more. Check it out, Rigid Ironworks.
Rigid Ironworks, the name of the business was originally Digger Blades. The first thing I started doing was making knives. I have a family member who collects knives, and when his birthday came up, I was going to buy one, and I happened to come across a YouTube video where the guy was making a knife, and I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. The blacksmithing came about, I would say, 3 years later, and the reason I got interested in that is there's so much more creativity involved with the smithing. You could still do the knives, but you're not limited to just that. So I have an artistic background, and it really appealed to me. I use anthracite coal, which is the hardest of the coals. The benefit of it is very little smoke. I get a lot of requests for fireplace tools. The shovel, the poker, a set of tongs. I've done ornamental things like crosses using railroad spikes. I recently started getting into doing some sculptures using utensils, forks, knives, spoons. I've made animals, which is pretty much my favorite. I could be in here and have no idea what I'm gonna do, and then all of a sudden I'll say, you know, I see these railroad spikes, maybe I'll make a cross out of them. So if I don't have orders, specific orders to fill, a lot of times things just pop in my head. The blacksmithing is what I tell people is if you have an idea, if it's the roughest sketch, I don't care, just at least give it to me, and I'll end up drawing up a few things. If the person knows exactly what they want, I will, or they can even send me a photo, you know, if they see something online. I really don't like to duplicate something. If I try to duplicate one item, there's always gonna be something different. And it'll look the same, but if you put the two things side by side, then you'll really notice it. The wood carving is something that I could do. I'll sit out on the porch, on the deck, grab a piece of wood, and I could turn a block of wood into a character. It's very relaxing. It's a calming thing. It's the complete opposite from all the noise and hammering that goes on in the shop. Since I retired, it means so much to me because it keeps me busy. I could never just sit around. I wish I could have been doing this years ago if I would have found the craft. It's the creativity part that really drives me in both the blacksmithing and the carving.
You can find Rigid Ironworks on Facebook to check out his most recent creations.
Very talented. All right, still ahead, we have the selfless story of a local woman who turned an area of her home into a huge collection site for items to help those in need.
We're looking back on 2021 and revisiting some of the great places we went this year. You know, every week we took you on a one-tank trip, and one of the more interesting spots we discovered revolves around rocks. Get ready to rock. We're headed to Springfield, Ohio to the Hartman Rock Garden. It's a one-tank trip.
Ben Hartman started his garden in 1932, and he set about quite innocently just building one object. and then another object, and another object, and another object.
In Springfield, Ohio, just north of Dayton, is a nationally recognized rock garden. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. There are hundreds of individual pieces of art throughout the property. In 1932, due to the Great Depression, Ben was laid off from his job as a molder in a nearby factory. And because he wasn't content with idle time, he started creating works of art with rocks. He collected these from nearby farms.
The old dump was just probably about 3/4 of a mile from here, and it was just open fields between here and there. So Ben would have been able to walk over and just rummage around through various wire and other materials, wire to put back into the concrete to give it some strength, pieces of glass. So when you see those other objects here in the garden, they're almost all salvaged where he's pulling those. So again, things that he's getting for free.
There are 4 major themes in the Hartman Rock Garden. The first is religion. There are numerous pieces that depict biblical stories, everything from Noah's Ark to Daniel in the Lion's Den. Another theme is patriotism. The third, education. And finally, pop culture. And one piece that represents all of the themes is the Tree of Life.
This is just completely from Ben's imagination. It's a tree. It looks like a saguaro cactus, but it's a tree, and it's the Tree of Life, which is an old image, and it has most of the major themes of the garden in one thing. It has a schoolhouse representing education, has a church for religion, and the middle part is patriotism, love of country. You have a bald eagle on top of a globe with the letters US, and this American shield on the side. And then Ben was also a pacifist, so it has the doves of peace off to the side.
Everywhere you look, you see something new. It's almost too much to take in. From the massive castle to the miniature soldiers, it really is inspiring. Even the fence that surrounds the property is made of cement. And yes, each slat was hand cast.
And it's impressive. I'm really, really amazed at the intricacy of the work. And my kids, you know, they're gaming and things like that. We're here on spring break, and I want them to see, you know, what you can do with just time and patience, and that it's been around for almost 100 years. Amazing.
And of course, the best part is, it's just a one-tank trip. Hartman Rock Garden is located in Springfield, and don't be alarmed if you find yourself in the middle of a neighborhood, because your destination, well, it's right in somebody's backyard. Check it out. Natalie?
Love it. You know, as we've been saying here, we've met a lot of amazing people over the past year, and one that really stands out is a woman named Kimberly. During the middle of this pandemic, instead of worrying about herself, she put others first, and she created this organization that gives back to those in need. This is Closet of Caring. I'm really excited today to introduce you to a local woman. We're here at her home, so we're really taking the name of her business quite literally. It's called Closet of Caring. She has a closet filled with things inside of her home that are helping those in need in our community. So let's go in and see what she's up to. It is so good to meet you in person.
Too. Thanks for coming by.
This is amazing what you're doing. So these are filled with things.
Yes.
How does the business work? Closet of Caring, how does it work?
So we run pretty much entirely off of donations. I have what I call an open porch policy, and that's because I don't want to open the door 57 times a day. So people, most of our donors know where I live, and they drop things off on my porch. We also have an Amazon wish list, which we're now part of the Amazon Smile program.
Who are these going to?
3 times a month, my husband and I go down into Akron, and we take, I think 8 of these bins will fit in my car. And we take 8 bins of clothes, and we fill up these drawstring backpacks, because a lot of the people that we serve don't have anything to put their stuff in. And we take all of this hygiene stuff. Everybody gets one of everything, and it's pretty much everything you need to get ready for the day. And we bring them down to the homeless community, and people get a hygiene bag. They can take whatever clothes they need. We take reusable shopping bags, and they can just fill it up, and they take whatever they need. We don't ask them any questions. We just have normal conversation like we're talking to a friend.
The really beautiful part about this is that it all started when she and her husband volunteered to serve a meal to those in need.
I started talking to people, and I just said, how else can I serve you? What else do you need? And this one woman said, I'd love to give my nephew a hoodie. And I just was so blown away, and I just started thinking about my own closet, and that I have probably 10 hoodies in there, and I wear the same one all the time. And most of us have so much stuff
that you don't realize you even have, and
Right.
you take it for granted.
Yes.
And that's not all. She's also organized free meals around the holidays and most recently collected and distributed school supplies to local kids.
Wow, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Each one of these events is just another step toward her ultimate goal.
My goal is to one day have a location somewhere probably in Akron, maybe in Cuyahoga Falls, but somewhere kind of, you know, a brick and mortar location where people that need me can come and they can get what they need on a regular basis, you know, whether it's a few times a week or 5 days a week. So they can get food and they can get clothing and they can get toiletries and they can get what they need when they need it. And it's not just on Sunday.
Closetofcaring.org is the best way for you to learn more about Kimberly, her organization, and also to find out ways that you can get involved. Bravo again. All right, still ahead, handcrafted in the suburbs, the story of how one leather apron turned into a booming business. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Thanks for staying with us. You know, we couldn't just put one food stop on our list of favorites today.
Yeah, right. We're talking pulled pork right now. Who doesn't love that? We're talking about ribs. We're talking about brisket and a whole lot more. Check it out. Swine BBQ.
At Swine BBQ, we specialize in traditional, authentic Central Texas style barbecue, which means that we don't sauce a lot of our meats. It's the main focus is the meats and the rubs, the flavor and the seasoning we put on them. We smoke them in a offset smoker using all hickory wood, no propane, no electric, for hours at a time. Sometimes as long as 16 to 18 hours on something like a brisket, 12, 14 hours for pulled pork, turkey breast and ribs and things like that take a little bit less time, 4 to 5 hours. Everything's done from scratch. We make all of our sides, all of our desserts are homemade, our sauces, our rubs, everything is homemade. The pulled pork sandwich is probably one of our most popular. The only thing more popular than the pulled pork is beef brisket. We have a smoked turkey deli sandwich. That sandwich came from having some leftover turkey. We sliced it up, made deli turkey out of it. And it actually is one of our more popular, it's probably the third most popular item on our menu right now. The brisket mac bowl is basically our homemade creamy mac and cheese. It's smoked mac and cheese. The brisket is cubed up and smoked, tossed in sauce, put back on the smoker, and we top it with a little more sauce and some green onion. The platter we have is a miniature version of a sampler we do called the Oinker, which has a little bit of every meat that we have. Typically feeds 5 to 6 people. It's got the brisket, the pulled pork, jalapeno sausage links, turkey breast, candied pork belly, and it's a feast. It comes with 6 sides, and the pickles and onions and bread and everything comes with it. The desserts are incredible. The Rice Krispie treats, I had to make it different, as I do with everything I do. So we make them with brown butter and salted caramel, and then we put smoked walnuts inside them. The fudge brownie is a smoked walnut fudge brownie, and then the oatmeal pie is kind of a take on pecan pie. The filling in it is very similar to pecan pie. We want people to feel like they have come to a backyard barbecue at our house. We have a backyard area outside, we call it the pig pen. Got some picnic tables out there. People are more than welcome to go out there and sit around the smokers and watch while we work out there and eat our great barbecue. Swine BBQ is located on Medina's historic public square. You don't know what you're missing until you have some great barbecue, authentic barbecue at Swine BBQ.
You can find Swine BBQ. It's on the square in Medina. And don't go Sunday or Monday because that's when they're closed.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on it, right? All right, our next business was born out of necessity, really. He needed an apron for his job, so she made it, and the rest of the story is history. This is leather by Dragonfly.
There's 3 tools here. This is going to be the hand pocket, and see how it's placed exactly where his hand needs to be. Leather by Dragonfly is a local business. We are husband and wife owned, and the core of our business is we make custom leather aprons. For whatever your job or hobby is, we're going to custom fit your tools onto your body.
I was in the shop one day and I dropped one of my squares, and I ran into the house and I said, Michelle, you got to make me an apron. I dropped my square, and she said, I can do that. And she made me my custom leather apron, not this particular one, but another one, our first one in fact, and I made a YouTube video. And in the video, one of the comments was, where'd you get that apron? And I said, my wife made it for me. He says, do you sell those? And I asked Michelle, do we sell them? And she said, yes, we do.
Brown is my most favorite color.
A custom apron is going to fit into any job or hobby. So if you are a barbecue pitmaster, if you're an artist, a jeweler, a hairstylist, a barber, we've even helped surfboard makers, welding, forging. If you can name it, we have probably already made an apron for it.
We work with our clients, and through a video fitting, we place their core tools where they need them on their apron at arm's reach.
And our aprons are made to fit their body. So if you want it short, if you want it long, if you need it wider, if you need minimal pockets, if you need a ton of pockets, we work with all of that. We're going to use full grain leather, we're going to use 3/16 stainless steel hardware, and we're going to use hand peen copper rivets. This is going to give a very long life to the apron, strength, durability. Another difference in our apron is we hem all the edges so that they're not raw, unfinished edges.
There are a lot of the upgrades that we use that the craftsmen are looking for. For example, we place a magnet on ours to hold little bits or screws that they're working with. Another thing would be different color thread. If you notice on my apron, I have black pockets with a brown body and red thread to kind of customize it to my person or what I would want to look for.
All good.
When Michelle and I were dating, I was on a fishing trip to Canada, and her mother and both my parents have passed. And while I was in the boat one day, a dragonfly landed on my knee. A short time later, the dragonfly flew away, and I was thinking about my parents. And I said to myself, would my mother and father appreciate and think Michelle would make a good wife for me? And just then, 3 dragonflies landed on the seat in front of me. And that was my mother, my father, and Michelle's mother. And then ever since that day, dragonflies were very special to Michelle and I.
My favorite part of Leather by Dragonfly is I get to create every day. I get to work one-on-one with you, filling a need that you have. I'm helping you be organized. I'm helping streamline your process, speed up your business, make you happy in your shop.
That's the rivet.
The feedback that we get from a lot of our clients is that they don't know why they waited so long, and they always tell us the same thing. It's the most used tool in my shop. Looking back at it, it always seems to be the same conversation. Michelle and I will be having coffee in the morning outside on the deck, and we look at each other and we said, we make aprons.
Leather by Dragonfly is a home-based business. Now, the best place for you to start your custom order would be to go online.
Sounds like a good idea. And still to come, folks, the local business that's literally changing women's lives. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Our next guest meets women at a very vulnerable moment in their lives and gives them something to smile about, one by one, rebuilding confidence and helping them through what may be the biggest battle of their lives. This is Elegant Essentials.
Elegant Essentials is what I refer to as my birth child. I created Elegant Essentials in 1993 in my home in Paynesville, Ohio. It was my passion and my mission to fit women after breast cancer. I'd pack my bags, I'd go to the homes, kind of like Avon calling, and take care of the patients in their own homes, in their comfortable rooms of their choice. And here it is 28 plus years later. We carry everything from breast prosthesis, which could be silicone, foam, And now our latest and greatest, custom, which means it's created to match the chest wall. Whatever tissue is left on the chest wall, if there's none, if there's any folds or flap, the back of the breast form is made like a puzzle piece to the chest. The front is made to look whatever way they want to look. So that's the extreme, latest and greatest technology. Then we carry surgical bras, and surgical meaning they've got pockets in them to hold the breast prosthesis in. By having the pocket, that means that these items are covered by insurance. So we can verify their coverage and let them know what's covered, what's not. And then we go into swimwear, all types of swimwear, two-piece, bikini, tankinis, one-piece, skirts. From there we go into hats and headwear. We don't carry wigs, but we carry hats with hair. We have halos if they just want to have this with a hat on. We carry all kinds of beautiful hats, some with UV protection on them, get them through their various stages of treatment and chemotherapy.
So a customer would come in here to one of our personal and private fitting rooms. We would assure them the privacy in here and that it's very intimate. I pop in and out of our stock room, which is a curtain linked to our fitting room, so that they can stay in here. I would go through the process of first measuring them. What we do is we fit them in a bra that they like and that they feel comfortable in. If they have an existing breast, I fit them the bra to that existing breast, and then from there I match them with a breast form. So when they come in here, I hope that women feel comfortable and secure, and that they know that they are in a private space and that we are here to help them out.
When I walk through the door, I feel the friendliness of the staff. I feel the love that they have for trying to help their customers. I came to Elegant Essentials 21 years ago because I had breast cancer, and after my surgery, I was in need of a prosthesis. And they have helped me here at Elegant Essentials every step of the way since then.
At Elegant Essentials, the minute a client would call us or walk into our door, but we do work by appointment to better serve. But once they call us, we take in all of their personal information for a variety of reasons. Name, address, phone number, of course, insurance information, their ID, their group numbers, doctor information. And the reason that we do that is because a lot of these items are covered by insurance, or at least partially covered by insurance. So we want to make sure that the proper documentation is entered so that we can safely, easily, efficiently bill their claims on their behalf for them, so little, if any, out-of-pocket is due from the women.
Elegant Essentials has 2 locations. They have one in Medina and one in Mentor, and you can visit their website for information on how to schedule your personal fitting. David?
From there, we go to Berea, where we got a taste of a European staple, the recipe handed down for generations. Check out Le Crepe Bakery and Cafe.
So Le Crepe Bakery and Cafe, it's a place where you can find something unique, different, a new experience. We are trying to be focused more on European crepes, food, service, and but with some American touch. In Ukraine, we start to cook very early age. I had a younger brother, I had to watch him sometimes, so I did like when I was like, I don't know, like 10. My mom did the dough and some potatoes, and we did pierogies, then I did crepes. It's very popular in Ukraine. We have sweet batter. We use brown sugar and vanilla. And for the savory batter, some garlic salt, pepper salt, and parsley. The most popular is in Nutella. The other one is, I would say, chicken Florentine. Breakfast is really popular. Squid ink smoked salmon is something unique and you have to try it. I order squid ink from Spain. So we add squid ink to the batter, mix it, and then we cook it like crepe. We put some cream cheese, smoked salmon, and then we garnish it with the red caviar and parsley. It's delicious. We have breakfast menu where we have like breakfast sandwiches, breakfast crepes. We have like oatmeal, French toast. Also, we have paninis. We have 3 kinds: chicken, bacon, and breakfast with ham. Croissant sandwiches. We can also make sandwiches with bagels, and you can also create your own sandwich. We have macarons, tiramisu, creme brulee, hot chocolate. Bourbon bomb is really good. We have really good cheesecakes, vanilla cheesecake and chocolate cherry cheesecake, which is really good. We also have gluten-free desserts, which is really popular. Our coffee is good. The most popular, I would say, it's gonna be latte. We do them iced, we do them hot. We really like to come to the table and see there were 5 people and all plates are empty. That's that's what I like empty. They ate all of it.
La Crepe Bakery and Cafe is located in Berea, right around the corner from Coe Lake. Still ahead, putting your health first with the help of Dr. Mark.
Well, we are at perhaps the cutest store that you will find at Beechwood Place, and it's really sweet too. It happens to be called Coco. I think it's so fitting, and this is the dynamic duo behind all this. This is Dee and her daughter Cherish, 13 years old, and she's the one who came up with this whole idea.
Absolutely, Cherish. It was her 13th birthday present. We actually started as a hot chocolate pop-up.
So you've expanded.
Yes, we've expanded.
The shop is stunning. I have a feeling people come in here and they want to get a lot of those Instagram shots.
Yes, so it's
Selfies.
an Instagram cafe. So that is something that it is. I don't know that people know that, but it's made for photos. It's exactly what it's for. The food is amazing, but we want you to get amazing photos and just have a place to hang out and kind of have something cool to do.
Well, the food, the desserts are... So you have the cookies out for us, some of the great cookies.
Yes, these are the macaroons.
And they look delectable, do they not?
Yes. Well, I can't say that.
And you're helping with all of this?
Yes.
So from start to finish, you help make the cookies. Do you also help make these incredible milkshakes that I'm hearing everything about?
I love the milkshakes, so I love making them.
Are you going to make us one today?
Yes, absolutely. You have to
I would
taste it.
love to have one.
Yes.
So which one are we making today? I'm
So
guessing it's one of the
today we're
favorites.
making the Cookie Monster.
Okay.
So somehow, some way, from hot chocolate, the Cookie Monster became our thing. And
Really?
in our case, we even have Cookie Monster cupcakes, Cookie Monster donuts, Cookie Monster everything. So this is the baby that started it all. It is a cookie dough based milkshake and hot chocolate. For when it gets warm, when it gets cold, but it's a chocolate chip cookie dough based shake, and it's just loaded. It's over the top. It's exciting.
All right, let's do this.
Literally just takes us a second to blend. All right, and I'm actually, oh, you guys can see? Okay.
Okay, look at that.
And
This
wait, chocolate on top. Wait,
There's
one
more?
thing. There's always more. Oh, sprinkles too, Cherish.
This is the most incredible thing I think I've ever seen. I'm already putting in the straw. I can't wait for the sprinkles.
Okay,
Let's go.
There we go.
Look at this. This is a masterpiece.
Thank you.
I've never seen anything. Do you leave it in the?
You leave it in there. So pick
Okay.
it up. It's so heavy. Look at that. It's so heavy.
I
So
get why
it's
you
20
need this.
ounces.
So people,
Yes.
when I see people walking around the mall
They're
with one
gonna
of these
be
now,
holding
I know why.
that. Yes.
I love. Can I just ask you real quick? You're so inspiring to so many young kids out there who might have a dream and something they want to do. What's your advice for them?
To listen to your mom because she's the one that's gonna make it happen. And to, even if it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, just believe it's gonna happen.
Have faith.
Because when I was little, I wanted a store, but then as I grew up, I was like, what does it take to have a store? It takes a lot of green.
A lot of green. A lot of green and a lot of dedication. It's hard work. It's hard work. We will also, go ahead.
And it takes good friends too. Without my mom's friends, the store wouldn't be as it is.
Yeah, we did. It took a lot of community support it takes a lot of dedication from Cherish, especially being 13. So like doubling down on schoolwork, we really struggled with COVID, and I think everybody did.
Of course.
But she really struggled. She had like her little moment of fame going, and then it's like get up and come to work on the weekends, but make sure you're getting your schoolwork done. It takes a lot of discipline. So, but never give up on your dreams. We're normal people. We achieved it. It's totally achievable. Totally achievable.
I'm speechless. I gotta give you both a high five on this one, girls. You are amazing. Can I sip it?
Go,
okay, here we go. Wow.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Okay.
More
yes, you
and
have
more.
to get macaroons too.
I have to get the macaroons.
Yes.
I'll take some to go.
Okay, perfect.
And I gotta we'll get a picture over there too, okay?
Okay, awesome.
So they are right at the bottom of the first floor of the mall here. Closest to Zara, Saks.
Yes.
Very easy to find. You'll come in and find this beautiful space and you won't want to leave, folks. I'm telling you, thank you. But I'm so proud of you. I know she's really proud of you, but I am too. You are truly an inspiration. And so are you. What a wonderful mother.
Every week, Dr. Mark has shared stories about your health, including this one about cutting-edge treatment for prostate cancer.
They went in there and burned out the cancer.
Jeff Cardinal's prostate cancer was treated with a newer method called HIFU.
It stands for high frequency ultrasound of the prostate.
Dr. Christopher Waite is Center Director for Urologic Oncology at Cleveland Clinic.
What it means is you take ultrasound waves. These waves are very benign. They can go through the body and not cause any trouble and give us really good images. But if you take all of those waves and you focus them in one single point, then they can develop a lot of energy at that very fine point, maybe a millimeter by 2 millimeters. And it's a little bit like a magnifying glass. You know, if you're out in the sun, it feels nice and warm and it's not a problem. But if you get a magnifying glass and focus all those rays into one spot, it gets really hot. And you can focus that energy in a very, very small spot, and then you can be a little bit more focused in the treatment rather than treating the entire gland as we have done historically for prostate cancer.
HIFU has less recovery time than traditional prostate surgery.
I woke up Monday afternoon in recovery. I didn't remember a thing, didn't feel a thing. I had no pain. They sent me home Monday night. I slept all Monday. I slept all Tuesday. Wednesday at home, I sat at my computer on my desk and worked. Did the same thing Thursday. Then Friday, I went down to the clinic. They removed the catheter. It was a little uncomfortable, but not really bad. I rested the most the first 2 weeks, but I was really back to my normal activity 3-4 weeks later.
HIFU is not for every patient.
The ideal candidate really is the patient who has intermediate risk prostate cancer, so has a real prostate cancer that needs to be treated. We're not really using it as a replacement for those who should be safely watched. And we're not really using it in really advanced cancers as well, or multifocal cancers as we talked before. So really it's kind of the intermediate risk patient who still has a lot of life expectancy before them, who has a tumor that's either in one side or two tumors but are on the same side and can be easily treated within the same treatment map, and has a good functional quality of life and wants to maintain that.
I don't have any urinary issues. I don't get chained to a bathroom. I don't wake up in the middle of the night having to go to the bathroom 5 times. I don't have to wear a urine bag. I don't wear a diaper. And my hardware works fine. My girlfriend and I are still intimate, and these are all wonderful things. I've always been a man of strong faith, and I always will be. And I believe in the power of prayer, and I know that I am blessed.
For Fox 8, I'm Dr. Mark.
Wow, can you believe it? What a year it has been. That ends our look back on 2021. We thank you for being a part of our year here on New Day.
And of course, we look forward to all that lies ahead in what number, 2022?
Can you believe it?
Boy, they keep coming fast. There's a place, if there's a place out there you'd like us to discover or a story you want us to tell, just reach out. Email, social media.
We do it all.
I'm David Moss. I'm David Moss.
Natalie Herbeck. And we will see you on the next New Day Cleveland.
Looking forward to it.